Hey, welcome to the Underground Treehouse. I'm Big Kenny and it's Guy Show time. Now, most of the people who know me know that I've often said that some of the coldest game I've ever received and some of the most revealing life lessons I've ever learned came from a woman. Now, fellas, if you've got questions about life, ask or observe a woman. They can figure out what takes us months to years to figure out in days or weeks. I don't know how they do it. They just do. Now, in my life travels, one of the people I was fortunate enough to meet was a young lady named Grace. Now, her real name was Graciela, and everybody called her Grace except for her abuela, who always called her Graciela. And she was the younger sister of a business associate of mine named Jaime. Now, on the block, everybody called her Amazing Grace because she was famous for two things. Now, one, she was a notorious booster. For those of you that don't know what that is, this is someone who can acquire retail merchandise for zero cost. And Grace's specialty was acquiring expensive leather coats and furs, even in the summertime. Nobody really knew how she did it. Nobody even dared ask. We just knew that we looked fresh when it got cold standing on the block as a result of Grace's skills and abilities. The other thing she was known for on the block was being loose as a 6-year-old tooth. Now, I don't say that in a way to malign her. I don't say that in a way to belittle her or any kind of judgment. That's just who she was. And most people knew that. Now, everybody knew it, and she had a baby daddy named Angel. Now, Angel was a super jealous, super volatile dude. And most of the time, if he knew a woman that he couldn't control, he would get physical with her. Now, I believe he was unwilling to get physical with Grace because her brother Jaime was super strong in the streets, and he was unwilling to weigh his emotional outburst against her brother's ability to have him killed. So he would manage his feelings, but one of the ways that manifests itself is he had associates in the neighborhood that he had keeping eyes on Grace. They would ear hustle. They would watch where she was going. They would have people come and ask her questions, and based on those answers, they would run back and they would tell Angel. So, being a strong associate of her brother and being concerned for her, I asked, Grace, you ever think that you're cutting it a little bit close out here doing what you're doing, knowing how Angel is? And she said to me, Kenny, don't you worry for me, because one thing I know is if you're going to tell a lie, you got to make sure it's full of truth. I didn't understand that. And Grace went on to explain to me that in her dealing with Angel, she kept some of the standard facts of her lie the same. No matter what she was doing, no matter where she went, she had a script that she followed, and there were always certain facts that were going to line up if she was asked. Now, one of the ways she did this is she had a baby daddy named Angel, and her side dude was named, you guessed it, Angel. And she had another dude she would kick it with in Wisconsin named Angel, and she had a little boyfriend named Jorge. Now, Jorge never came around a lot, and I guess that was because his name wasn't Angel. But as she explained to me, when she's having conversations, if someone's trying to ear hustle, who do they hear her talking to? Angel. If someone says, where you going, Grace? She would say, to see Angel. If someone says, hey, where you coming from, Grace? She would say, from being with Angel. And she was never lying. That was the way she kept her story straight. Now, the people who were sent to watch her always would hear Angel's name, and that satisfied them, so they would back off. And as a result, Grace was able to stay under the radar, and she never got caught cheating on Angel, ever. Now, I'm sure part of the difficulty in what she was doing was finding a dude willing to cheat named Angel. But just like she was able to come out of a leather store with a full-length trench coat in the middle of July, she was able to find dudes who were willing to cheat with her named Angel. Now, that worked and they had a wonderful relationship. And the only thing that complicated their relationship was when Grace finally got caught for stealing and went to prison for grand larceny. Now, that hadn't gotten anything to do with the relationship part of it, but I say that to say this. If you want to know something, watch a woman. Now, if you got a woman you're suspicious of, watch her real close and change your name to something that is hard to replicate, like Robespierre or something like that, because I don't know where your lady would go out and find another Robespierre. But always keep your head on swivel and always know that what you're seeing might not actually be what's happening, and what's happening might not actually be what you're seeing.